Okay, all right. Okay. Namaste to one and all. Heartily welcome to yet another insightful session of the pre-conference that we are planning to host it on the Rotary Bangalore Global Yoga Facebook page. Let me set the stage for all the new people who have joined us today. Why are we doing this show basically? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ pre-conference talk ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is in context of promoting the Global Yoga Summit 2024, which is happening on 14th and 15th of December, Saturday and Sunday, at the GKVK Center, Conventional Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad International Convention Center, GKVK Bengaluru. So this is the stage where we are trying to celebrate yoga. So it can be called as a festival for all the yoga fraternity. So we are trying to do an international conference with more than 50 countries participants and expecting close to 5,000 footprints. So this is what we are aiming at. And in this context, we want to promote this, different kinds of knowledge sharing on the platform. So the Global Yoga Summit is getting launched and supported by major associations. With us is Rotary Bangalore Global Yoga and Swami Vivekananda Yoga Research and Holistic Trust Bengaluru, which is headed and founded by our beloved Guru, Dr. Yogi Devraj Guruji. So today I stand here with this confidence, talking on yoga across an international platform. It is because of him. So my humble pranams to Dr. Yogi Devraj sir. And he always believes, for me, the first quote that stands for him is, knowledge has to be shared and not sold. So, but I know that it doesn't get applied today, but still, he tries his best to share the knowledge. And this is just one platform we are doing, but let me tell you, 365 days, 24/7, we are trying to do this knowledge sharing across, the major association with our trust. And second association with us, the major institution is Yoga University of the Americas, headed by our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rajshekhar Reddy sir. To tell about him, what should I tell? Track pant and t-shirt hakondiro anta Patanjali. He is the recent time Patanjali for us, who is guiding us on yoga. He's a neurosurgeon himself, who is guiding us from the university as our beloved Vice Chancellor. So humble pranams to these souls who are supporting us in all aspects in promoting yoga globally. So with this context, let's begin the session, as we always do, with the protocol of the prayer. So I request all the participants to kindly sit comfortably, whether on your chairs or ground or however you are placed. Make yourself comfortable, and if possible, adopt Namaskara Mudra. Girija ma'am, thank you so much. ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿಭೂತಿ ನೋಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು. Yes, okay. Yes, let's adopt Namaskara Mudra. I request all of you to close your eyes gently, normal breathing. And please request all the participants to kindly mute yourself because the session is getting recorded. Sahanavavatu, Sahanau Bunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti. 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 With one deep breathing, I request all of you to gently open your eyes, looking at your palm. Okay, so welcome to the pre-conference talk of the Global Yoga Summit. So now let me introduce you to the today's speaker, Dr. Prashant. I think it's it's 12:30 or across 1 p.m. in Prague now. So thank you for accommodating the time zone and giving your time to us. So about him, I I asked him to give his profile to read for the introduction, and he said keep it simple. So whatever is there, I will share it with the audience. Dr. Prashant, Head of Safety and Pharmacology from Prague, leading the Product Life Group. Professional interests in patient safety, medical product safety and risk, public health and well-being. And when it comes to personal front, as a passion and as a curiosity or interest, he is into science behind meditation. The brain changes due to meditation, consciousness and its contents, and many much more, bigger words connecting to brain and mind and stuff. So we welcome you, Doctor, for this pre-conference talk. And yeah, we are looking forward for your insights on like where is brain, where is mind, what is this emotion, what is this feeling, is it the brain or the mind? So many such stuff we would like to get your valuable insights and your experience sharing. So over to you, Doctor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Chandana, for introducing. And also, thank you for organizing such a good, positive approach towards the humanity and people. So I will share my presentation. Before that, the main reason for me to give this presentation is that in Prague, Czech Republic, Germany, and in France, I used to meet a lot of people who are interested in meditation, but they were not getting the proper route or proper way to get into meditation. Because when you hear about religion biases and lot of basic beliefs and myth which is associated, so I have to find a way wherein people can learn meditation in a more scientific way. This is how I started giving presentation to a lot of beginners and lot of people who are skeptical about meditation. So this is a presentation where I generally give it. Probably this will be useful for you. What I hope from all of you is that to take this concept in a fresh mind. I'm pretty sure that all of you have some or the other idea or concepts of meditation or mindfulness or yoga. So you can listen to this with a fresh mind. And if you are interested in much more deeper uh, ideas required, I can share the link later on. So I will share my screen now. So is it fine, Chandana? Is it visible? Chandana, I think you are mute.
It is visible.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's visible to me as well. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So again, I will go slowly and maybe at the end, last 10-15 minutes, we can keep it for questions. And also we can, if you want any topic to be go deeper, I will keep it post session. Like you can send a email to Chandana or me, then I can give you more idea about this one. So as I said before, the main reason for this is for basic understanding about mindfulness and how things work in a more scientific perspective. It is not based on any belief or trust or religion basis. It's based on the evidence and ongoing facts which keeps changing. So to start with, let's understand some basic definitions so that we all understand what we are talking about. So we use the term mindfulness and meditation. So, but let's start with what is mindfulness, just to understanding this one. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present. It's our ability. It's possessed by all of us to fully present and aware of where we are. For example, right now, as you are sitting, you can be aware of where you are and what's going and what you are doing. And if you are not overly reactive for the things happening around you, that is mindfulness. It is the ability to fully present and aware where you are. That's mindfulness. That means that right now, as we speak, you are not worrying about your past problems or the future plannings. So that should be an ideal situation when we say mindfulness. You are totally at the present. You are listening to me. You are getting a lot of judgment right now. Like you're, what is he talking? What is this presentation all about? All those things are coming. Those are thoughts. Let it come. But you are trying to come to the present moment. That is mindfulness. And the problem with this mindfulness is something we all naturally possess. It's more readily available to us when we practice daily. So even though mindfulness is available as a human ability, it's not available unless you present it, because we are always lost in thoughts. So this is the mindfulness kind of, there is no standard definition. This is what we mean by mindfulness in general consensus. It's a basic ability to fully be present. This mindfulness or insight, it was the first recorded one is from Buddhism, especially from Buddhist tradition. Like whether you call it as vipassana or insight from like Pali word vipassana or mindfulness, it's all has the same meaning. So this is the oldest meaning of mindfulness. There could be some other text also, so I'm not going too much deep. So this is where I could find a proper appropriate meaning for mindfulness. So the second term, which is very important to understand, is conscious. We use the term conscious. Generally, we use on a daily basis, we use the term conscious. So I allow all of you for a few seconds to think about when we use the term conscious, what do you mean by conscious? Like people use like, are you conscious? So what is conscious? So I will just pause for 10 seconds, then I will tell the definition of conscious. Again, normal, agreed understanding and definition. So conscious, when we use, like whether it's medically or in a layman terms, it is a term that refers to being awake and alert. So when you are sitting and if someone is looking at you and when you touch them, you ask them, are you awake and alert? So that is conscious. We use the term conscious. So we have mindfulness, which is fully being present, conscious, that is awake and alert. So these are the two basic definition what we said. Then there is an important one, which is used consciousness. This is widely used in spirituality or in modern science. No one knows what is consciousness, but however, we are trying to put it in human language. What is consciousness? Consciousness is generally defined as an awareness of yourself and the world. So this is very important. When we say the term consciousness, it is defined as awareness of yourself and the world around you. That means your individual awareness of your unique own thoughts, like your inner voice, your memories, feelings, emotion, sensation, and environment. So all these things are appearing in consciousness. These are all called contents of consciousness. You have consciousness, which is an awareness of yourself and the world, and it has thoughts, memories, feelings, emotions, sensation, and the environment. So that is the contents of consciousness. So that means that's your inner movie or something like to be you. So your consciousness is specifically for you. Okay, this is very important to just get a grip. Again, as I told, there is no universally accepted definition. Each tradition, each religion, each scientific and philosophers have a different definition, but this is kind of well accepted by majority of the people. Consciousness is something like to be you. No one else can experience your consciousness, your inner feelings and your external environment. For example, when you listen to a music, you feel happy. The way you feel happy is your inner feeling. No other person will have the similar feelings. When you look at Taj Mahal, for example, you have a happiness or you feel beautiful. That's your inner feeling, what you have. So it's different. For some people, Taj Mahal may not feel more beautiful as it is feeling for you. So it's very unique for yourself, your experiences. So, in short, consciousness is something like to be you, only you. No one else can feel it. And what is meditation? Meditation is a tool or a practice employed to cultivate mindfulness. So, it's a tool. I mean, many times meditation and mindfulness is used synonym, like it is used interchangeably. But meditation is a tool or a practice employed to cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness means, again, to be in a present moment, not to overreact. So, meditation is increase in experiencing things more clearly prior to the concept. We always have concepts and biases in our mind. So, when you have meditation or when you are mindful, you will experience things more clearly prior to the concept. For example, we have a concept of something is good and bad. It's our own concept. So you seeing things as they are will be helpful from meditation and mindfulness. Means seeing things more clearly prior to the concept. Concepts are given by the social and pressure from the society and your upbringing, your genetics. So you have all these concepts from those things. Whereas meditation and mindfulness will help you to see things more clearly. When you meditate in a simpler way, initial beginner meditation, when you meditate, usually you venture into workings of your minds. Like it could be your sensation, like air blowing on your skin. Right now, if you feel that, you can feel that you are sitting on a chair. All of you can feel it actually. If you pay closer attention, you can smell in the rooms. And also you can feel the emotions, something like I like this presentation or I don't like this presentation. It could be any feeling. I'm wasting my time. No, I have to go somewhere. I have to get my tea or I have to drink water. All these things are coming. I mean, if you pay attention, you can observe all these things happening around you. What you love, what you hate, and your thoughts are like images. It comes as a picture, it comes as a voice, it comes as a noise or a music, all those things. So when you meditate, not now, like when you sit and close your eyes and start practicing meditation, you will understand all these dynamics are happening itself. It's coming to your consciousness. So that's what meditation is about. It's a tool to practice or employ to cultivate mindfulness. It gives you more clarity on things before the concept. And when you meditate, you will understand the inner workings of your mind. I mean, you'll pay attention to sound, sensation, feelings, and emotions. So generally, I specifically emphasize on theory. That is, you should understand the theory behind meditation because there are a lot of schools of meditation in the world. You should understand the theory behind that one. Who is the founder? What is the basic concept behind those meditation practice? What you're going to achieve from that meditation? So understanding theory is the first step. Then the practice. There are different types of practices, which I'm going to tell in the next slides. You should practice that one. Understanding theory and practice, okay, both are good. But ultimately, it should be useful in your life, everyday life. Then it makes a proper concept. Understanding theory and doing practice, and that should be useful in your daily life. So that's where people miss. I mean, there are many meditators who can meditate for half an hour, 1 hour, for 10 years. But when it comes to real life, they are angry, they become anxiety, and they are very possessive on material things. So if something is not useful for your real life, we should cultivate that pillar also. Understanding theory is very important because you get the concept, what is the reason behind that concept. Practice is very important because without practice you will never understand the theory. And after theory and practice, if it's not useful for your life, then there is no use. Like, you are just a good meditators, but in real life you are an angry man or angry woman, so there is no point in, if it's not useful for life. So any practice should have theory, practice, and life. I mean, useful in life. And generally, this is a misconception when people talk about meditation. The meditation goal is not to have zero thoughts in your mind. Your thoughts will keep coming anytime. It is an ability to observe those thoughts as thoughts. That's what meditation gives you. It's not that you will not get any thoughts if you practice for 10 years or 5 years. It is just that you will get thoughts, but you will be able to recognize thoughts as thoughts. You will not identify as you. You will take thoughts as one of the contents of consciousness, like emotions, feelings, heat, cold, music, everything are appearing in your consciousness. You will have that ability, because thoughts are the most difficult one to get detached. So you'll have that ability when you meditate. Okay, so I will give a pause here, uh, Chandana. So I will go to the next slide after like 10 seconds pause so that people grasp this. So we are clearing all the definition. Like, we started with mindfulness, consciousness, and meditation. So these are the definitions, just to have a theoretical understanding on this one. And these few images, I was trying to find a proper impressive meditation definition, or a simple way which motivates us. So you can read yourself, all of you. You can read. There are different way how people put meditation as. It's a good read. So as you can see here, it's very nicely written here. An untrained mind, even a perfectly normal one, can be extraordinary unhappy place. So by meditation, we are trying to train our mind, basically. And one of my favorite is, meditation is a practice of breaking one's identification with thoughts and allowing the continuum of experience, whether pleasant or unpleasant, to simply be as it is. So meditation practice will give you breaking our identification with thoughts. So this is one of the important goal or purpose of meditation. That's what people claim, and there are many psychological suffering has been reduced because of that. So these are the few fundamental uh, positive effects of meditation. So again, the last one is, the practice of meditation is to stop telling ourselves the story of our lives and to fully connect with the present, life in the present moment. So you can practice mindfulness right away. I'm talking, you are listening, you are in a room. Try to be fully present in this moment, listening to what I'm saying. Even though thoughts is arising in your mind, ignore those thoughts and just listen to me. You may feel thirsty, you may feel uncomfortable to sit. Observe those uncomfortableness and try to be fully in the present moment and understand the concept as it is. Even though you feel not connected, not resonated with what you know, try to understand as it is. That's mindfulness, basically. So I have this very good episode on science of meditation, but I didn't want it to go deeper into science of meditation. But what science says is, I'm going to give you like 4 or 5 slides about science of meditation so that you get a basic concept. But there are more than 15,000 studies on meditation. Like they have taken 10 years meditators, 20 years meditator, beginning meditation person, and did lot of research and lot of studies. And they try to understand mindfulness based stress reduction. What is the relationship between mindfulness and the flow state? What is the difference between pain and suffering? If a meditators have a pain, they have pain, but suffering is less. But a non-meditators have pain, they have pain and suffering. So these kind of studies have been done. And if anyone is interested, I can send the full episode link. You can listen to that. It's a 1 hour, 20 minutes. So this will be very useful if you're really interested in science of meditation. But I will give you the basic science of meditation. So let's try to understand some basic concept which you may be aware at a certain level. As we know that, yes, we know that brain is the main region. It takes 25% of the energy every day. Like whatever the food you eat, 25% of that energy is gone to the brain, because brain is very demanding and it functions all the time. So it has brain stem, as you can see. You have cerebellum, and you have cerebral hemisphere, all those things. So all put together, it has four lobes, like frontal lobe, like on the front, parietal on the top, occipital lobe for the side, temporal lobes for hearing. And taken together, I mean, when you take this entire brain, again, a lot of research are happening on this one. These different area of brain controls thoughts, memory, emotions, touch, motor skill, vision. So all those things are well controlled. So this slide, I'm giving it just to give an idea. Like these are how the brain structure is formed. Then we go further on this one. In brain, there is something called default mode network. It's on the frontal side of the brain. So this part of the brain has been highly studied in more than 3 million people, that is 30 lakhs people. So what they have identified is mindfulness, that is meditation or mindfulness, and loving kindness meditation. There is something called metta meditation, that you love, or compassion meditation. So these decrease activity in the default mode network. So there is a direct correlation that when you meditate, whether it's a normal meditation or loving kindness meditation, 5 minutes a day for more than 1 year, it has a decreased activity in the default mode network here. Apart from that, long-term meditators have all this structure. They have larger corpora callosum. There is an increased gray matter. There is age-related thinning of the cortex. So all these benefits are directly seen by meditation. There is also a reduction in inflammation, actually. So there is a body inflammation. So that has been reduced. It controls several genes. So meditation has caused direct correlation. These are all proven, actually. We don't need to assume anything. It's all proven. There is a data. There is a lot of papers written on this one. And also increased subjective well-being. We all agree that a meditating person has a better well-being and happiness. And if you do compassion meditation, there are different types of meditation. In that, when you do compassion meditation, it increases empathy and kindness to other people. So these are some direct correlation of meditation and direct result. The reason is it increases subjective well-being, it increases compassion and empathy. So a trained mindful mind is better than untrained mind. How we all say that yoga, running, eating healthy food is important, in the same way meditation is a exercise for our brain. So I will just make it simple. So we have central nervous system, which we know, brain and spinal cord, and we have peripheral nervous system, that is all the nerves going outside of the central nervous is called peripheral nervous system. So in that, you have sensory, you can feel the touch. When someone touches, you can feel, and those are all sensory. You can smell something, you can hear something. Those are all sensory. Then you have motor. You can close your fist. You can feel that. This is motor. So you have sensory and you have motor. That means you have in body only 5 to 10% of the things which are under your control. The main reason for telling this is you can stand up if you like to, you can sit if you like to, but you cannot tell your pancreas or your heart to suddenly, right now, as you are sitting, you cannot tell your heart to start beating faster or stop it for 1 minute. You can't do that one because it's directly controlled by involuntary motion. Our body is controlling. All your cells are producing. Your hair is growing by itself. Acids are secreting in your body, like stomach secretes acid, and your nails are growing. So all those things are happening by itself, which you don't have control. Those are all called autonomic nervous system. And something which is under your control, it's somatic. When you can control, you can close your fist, you can run, you can jump, you can sit. All those things are motor. So you have only control your motor, not on the autonomic nervous system. That is all the organs in your body. So I can show you that one in the next slide. So all these things are happening by itself, whether kidney functioning, whether when you drink a water, it takes care of everything. You can drink water, that's under your control, that you drink water. After that, whatever happens, it's taken care by the body. In the same way, you can eat healthy food, but how the digestion happens, how the vitamins are released, how the minerals are released, how the proteins are break down, all those things are happening by itself. So the reason for telling that is we have only 5 to 10% of control over what we do. 90% happens by itself. Of course, you can eat good, healthy food, but how the digestion happens, how the metabolism happens, it's directly taken care by your body, and it you are not conscious of. You cannot know, like, okay, the vitamin is divided, minerals are divided. So it's important to understand that we have conscious mind. Just to go that conscious mind, that is everything you are aware of. Right now, you are aware of your surrounding, you are aware of my words, my voice. So that's everything you are aware of. That is conscious. There is something called pre-conscious. That is information you are not currently aware of that you can pull into your awareness if needed. For example, I can ask you that, what did you eat for lunch yesterday? So it was not in your conscious right now I was speaking. When I ask that question, you can try to go and find it. Yesterday afternoon, what did I have? Okay, you can really try to. That is called pre-conscious. So you have conscious, which is you are aware of. That is fully, if you are fully be in present moment, you are conscious of only the things around you. You are sitting, you are listening to my voice, you can smell something in your room, you are feeling something, you are feeling good, you are feeling motivated, you are feeling bored, all those things. That is conscious, your present moment, which you are aware of. Pre-conscious, which I will ask you a question now, and you can pull it from your memory, basically. That is pre-conscious. Like the simplest example is yesterday, what did you have? Which was the last movie which you watched? If I ask you, so you have to pull out from your to the consciousness. Then there is unconscious memories that are outside of awareness and inaccessible. Like there are so many things which are inaccessible for us. I can ask you, like, 10th Jan 2015, what lunch you had. It's very difficult. Like out of million people, like almost 99.9% do not remember what they had on that day or how we were feeling at that day, that moment. So a lot of memories are outside of our awareness. So it's very important to understand that. In the same with bodily function, you are not aware that when you drink water, how it goes. You are not aware the cells are dividing, calcium is produced. You don't know how vitamins, enzymes, minerals, everything is acting. So 90% of the things are unconscious for you. Human body has been made in such a way that we should not worry about unconscious things. So we should worry only of the conscious things. So this is where meditation will come into the picture, because all our sufferings are thinking about the past and thinking about the future, not about the present moment. That's where meditation comes into the picture. So it's important to understand conscious, that is everything you are aware of right now. Pre-conscious, which you can pull it. Unconscious is outside of your awareness and they are inaccessible, including your body function. Lot of things, it's not unaware. Even if you want to pay closer attention to liver and pancreas, you cannot feel liver and pancreas right now as you are sitting. Even you are not aware of how many cells are in your body. There are like more than 30 trillion cells in your body, but you are not aware of those cells. There are like 60 trillion bacteria, parasites in your body, in your gut. There are like 4,000 bacteria on your skin. There are like 500 different bacteria in your mouth right now as we speak. So, but you are not aware of all those things. The human body has been evolved to be like that, to be conscious on only certain part of the mechanism. So when we talk about meditation, we talk about types of consciousness also. There are various types of consciousness. Dreams, when you have a dreams, it's one type of consciousness. Again, people can differentiate and put it into the different level. It's fine. But this is a kind of well accepted category. Dreams are a type of consciousness. Hallucination. People have hallucination. Hypnosis. When people do hypnosis, it's a type of consciousness. And when you do deep meditation, it's a type of consciousness. Even with sleep, it's a type of consciousness. And also with when people take, whether you call it as alcohol, smoking, or bang, or magic mushroom, all these psychoactive drugs, they changes the consciousness. So these are the different types of consciousness. Okay, dreams, hallucination, hypnosis, even deep meditation, sleep, state induced by psychoactive drugs. Even caffeine, like coffee and tea, what you are having every day. If you stop coffee and tea for 1 year, you will feel a different state of consciousness because every day you are taking coffee and tea, like morning, evening, all your life. It has been caffeinated. A caffeine is a molecule which has gone and bind to your brain. So our mind is caffeinated mind. So there is caffeine in our mind. So if you stop like for 6 months, you will see the real pure mind or consciousness in your case. Okay, so these are the types of consciousness. Then there is something called higher state of consciousness. This is where many people claim that they have attained moksha, they have attained samadhi, all those things. Okay, those kind of higher levels. This is what they are talking. In that also, there are different state. What is higher state of consciousness? An elevated state of awareness. You have an elevated state of awareness. Like your awareness is so elevated that you feel that you belong to this entire world or this universe. You belong to every human being. There is a connection, unity experience. Like you belong to everyone. Everyone is yours. There is no difference between you and others. Oneness experience. This is something called higher state of consciousness. Can this be attained? Yes, it can be attained. It's a feeling. It's a subjective feeling, actually. It doesn't mean that you can go from this world to different world. It doesn't mean that you can go to heaven, you can go to different universe. It doesn't mean like that. It means that you feel subjectively that the whole world is you and you belong to the world and world belong to you. So we feel unity experience. What are those? Those are transcendence. So transcendence is well claimed, like a lot of yogis, gurus, they say transcend. They like Dalai Lama, for example. So he is a really, when they asked him, how do you feel children of the earth? For him, all the children, he feels the same. He doesn't feel that this is my children, my child should be happy, my child should come first. He feel all the children should be equally loved and equally important. So that's transcendence. I mean, for example, definitely Buddha was a transcendence person. And how can you achieve this higher state of consciousness? Again, meditation, deep meditation, 7 days meditation retreat, you can reach this one. Runner's high. Some people, when they run, when they do physical activity, they got a lot of hormones secreted. They feel euphoric and they feel higher state of consciousness. Many people do lucid dreaming and some people do breath work. If you do proper breath work, you can feel higher state of consciousness. That means you feel that you belong to this universe, you belong oneness experience, and you feel that you are part of this and the universe. Those are the higher state. Then flow state, like some artist, some musician, when they are playing a guitar, they just lose themselves. That is a flow state, including sex. When you have a deep connected sex, you lose yourself. That is a flow state. Austerity measures like extreme self-discipline, minimalism, minimalist living, obedience, celibacy, all these things lead to higher state of consciousness. All of this, again, in a subtle way. And if the shortcut for all these things are like, for example, people go to the 7 days retreat, 1 month retreat. When you go to these retreats, silent meditation, when the people do, they will feel in that 1 month. Or if they take higher dose of, there is something called ayahuasca in Colombia and South America, where people take that medicine or a tea from a leaf and plant. When they take, they get this higher state of consciousness. LSD, psilocybin, these are the drugs which can take you to higher state of consciousness within a fraction of 1 or 2 hours. Again, these are all shortcut, but the best and easy approach is meditation, understanding theory, practice, and living life. All three, that will take you to higher state of consciousness in a very subtle way. Then there are many people who close themselves in a dark room. In Europe, it's very common. Like people go to a room, like it's like a bunker in a old, it's same like going to a cave. Why do sadhus go to the cave? Why they sit in cave? It's a dark room. So when you go to the dark room, like close yourself for 3 days, 4 days, you can feel that you are elevated state of awareness. And definitely like losing yourself by devotion to the God, service to humanity, these all are higher state of consciousness. So these are the different ways. There is no only one way. Even maybe Kundalini yoga, those kind of things people say. So you reach a state wherein you feel that the whole earth belong to you. Okay, these are the higher state of consciousness. These are there could be many, but these are the important one. So before going to the next point, I think we have 15 minutes, right, Chandana? Or how much time we have?
Yeah, 5-10 minutes. Because
Okay.
they have to ask you questions also, right?
Okay, yeah. So I will finish it, yeah.
Yeah.
So this will be the last 2 slides. Thoughts, we should understand thoughts. Thoughts are nothing but your inner voice. That your inner voice is your ability to silently use language to reflect on your life. So usually thoughts are for humans because we have language. We have language developed so much. Whereas animals, when you check animals, they don't communicate through language. So they don't have thoughts. But we have thoughts like 60,000, 100,000 thoughts in a day. We get that one. What is it? It's an ability to silently use language to reflect on your life. Chatter refers to dark side of inner voice. When you have a chatter which is bothering you, that's a dark side of your inner voice. Whereas normal thoughts, it's a ability to silently use language. So again, overall, it has been studied where the verbal information activity. So inner voice thoughts could be due to language to communicate with others and with ourselves. Like it is very important to communicate ourselves and to others. It has a lot of survival advantage and problem solving. So thoughts are important. That it helps you to plan for the future. It helps you to think what to say next. So thoughts are still important because there is a lot of survival advantage and problem solving. So this is a part of verbal working memory system. Again, we don't know exactly where the thoughts are arising, but the verbal memory information is always active. When you are thinking too much, this system in the brain is active. So inner voice or your thoughts lets you to it simulates the situation. You can sit here and think about, oh, you are going to Paris, how you should go, how you should land in the airport. It can simulate, it can plan, it can control ourselves, it can storify and who we are. It's a main reason why we have this inner voice. But the problem is when you turn our attention inward to make sense of our problems, we don't end up finding solution. We end up worrying. When you have a problem, when you go inward, we end up worrying more. We stuck in a negative cycle. We lack of focus and more irritable. This is what happens when you go inward. And our psychological suffering, this is the most important and the last but one slide. Our psychological suffering is mediated by our thinking about the past and the future and failing to connect with the present moment. Because we are thinking so much and noticing that we are lost in thoughts. Most of the time, 95% of the time, we are lost in thoughts. That is thinking about the future, worrying about the past. So all our psychological suffering is from that. And we have most of the time mediocre thoughts. Our thoughts are very normal, but we don't tell ourselves a story of how good life is, how grateful we are. We tend to capture our story of deficiency. Things are not good enough. This is what the story we tell. Hence, having a insight into the nature of thoughts and breaking your identification with thought is important. This is where the things come, because we always have a story of deficiency. So having insight on the nature of thoughts itself and you breaking your identification is important. So this is, I mean, to be very clear, like it came from Buddha. It was not for intellectual curiosity. It was much more for overcoming suffering. In Buddhist time, it was very clear that suffering was major issue for Buddha. And recent days, due to the modern science, what we know, I mean, as I told before, it helps for stress reduction, sleep better relationship, having a positive attitude, being gratitude, and being happy with what you have. All those things are the secondary benefit. And the primary benefit or the main reason is that you will understand the nature of your mind and experience a greater freedom in your life if you have deeper insight on meditation. And also, you can always confront the deepest question in human life, like how can we be truly happy? Whatever we experience, it always fades and disappears. Whether good or bad, it fades and disappears. So how can we be truly happy? By connecting with the present moment. And the most important is understanding the self, the ego, what we carry. It's misguided. So we take ourselves too seriously. We attach ourselves to this ego. So breaking this is very important. So meditation helps you in not only the secondary benefits of sleep better, relationship, positive attitude, it also helps you in understanding the nature of your mind, being in a present moment, how to be truly happy, how to not take ourselves so seriously, not to have a bigger ego or self, those things will help. Okay, so these are the types of meditation which I already told, like focus meditation, when you pay attention to the object, spiritual meditation, that is silence, prayer, movement meditation, yoga, walking, breath awareness meditation is also very helpful. Then it could be transcendental meditation or mantra meditation. So these are the different types of meditation where people get connected. So it's very important to connect to one of the meditation type so that you get connected. It could be anything, but understand the logic behind that and theory behind that. And that should be helpful for your current life, day-to-day life. So these are the different type of meditation and approaches, what you can do. Generally, people tend to close their eyes and they focus on the breath. That's the easiest way to pay attention, but you can practice any of these things. Well, in a practical way, how do you practice? Take time to pause, take time to breathe. When a phone rings, watch it, the phone is ringing, go slowly and touch the phone. Don't be overexcited. Pay attention when you shake a hand, when you say namaste to others, you should really mean it. You can pay attention to all these things. And when you sip a water, when you sip a coffee, you can pay attention to how lucky you are. You can smile and relax to the people. And also when you're cleaning, keeping same thing at the same place, appreciating what you have, all those things will be a very useful, simple technique of mindfulness or meditation. So these are some opportunities, like while brushing the teeth, while driving, cleaning, exercising, you can take these mindfulness opportunities. Means you pay attention to what you're doing. Of course, when I'm brushing the teeth, I'm thinking about something. When I'm taking shower, I'm thinking about when to go to the office. So you can pay attention to the shower, like the water falling on you. Okay, so in short, the last slide, there are no guarantee that you are going to live forever or longer, and you don't know how many moments you have. There will come a day when you do it for the last time. All the things what you're doing, There will come a day you will do it for the last time. Your life is right here to be enjoyed, and it can only be enjoyed by you. So let's just step back and enjoy your life. And thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. So now it is quite contradicting. We today interview we use the word called don't be sensitive, don't be sensitive. But what doctor says now is to enhance your sensitivity. The whole concept, if you understand the entire slide, no, what he is talking is to enhance your sensitivity. Be aware of everything. But the today's scenario, we have probably got into the Western influence and trying to say don't be sensitive, and we are losing our senses. So that's what I felt from my personal front. So now I open it to the audience. So thank you so much everyone for joining us today. We have a good participation. So thank you foremost for that. And I would now pass it on to the audience. If you have any kind of queries, doubts, issues in context of consciousness or mindfulness or meditation, you can ask. We have 5 more minutes.
Yeah, just to add, the only takeaway message is I can share the slide to all of you. Obviously, you can share it, Chandana, later on if it's possible. It's more about being sensitive or aware of what's happening around you at this moment. Not to think too much about the future. Of course, future is important for planning and all those things, but more present, sensitive to the present things happening, not about the past, not about the future. Okay.
Yes, anybody, any questions? I see a lot of doctors joined us today. So Prashant also is a doctor himself. So please, yes, sir. Devang Patel.
Yeah, I mean, especially I don't have any question, but by attending this session, which is of course an informative and insightful, I have three points which I would like to share entire audience. I mean, it's not related to any question or anything. The three things which I would get it in 1 hour. The first one is I listened somebody who providing the information in context of science. When we read the many books, many the YouTube follower where we get the information. But most important is that which I like the most, the scientifically convinced. It seems to me that I'm reading my pharmacology, after many years, where I see the diagram of the CNS, ANS, So that's a very, the touchy element for me, where I can still understand the sensory autonomous and how it is. What are the things in my control? What are not things in, my control, which is being a part of my body. So that's where we can correlate the things how to be in present. The point number one. The point number two, the way the presentation has done it, if I can see at the beginning of the slide, which is slide one, the presenter or the maturity or the level of the information cascaded at the first level of the PPT and at the last level of PPT. The same maturity, same tone, same pace. So that itself is giving the idea he is into the conscious stage. Sometimes the many things are the things are speaking. I mean, this is the very small things, but it's attributed in a way. The most important element is even into the last 5 minutes, he is conscious in a way that I have to complete this slide, and same thing is cascading. That was the second point. And the third point, which I could figure it out because all these things, the very common message which we receive is the enjoy the present. Forget about the past and the future. The main essential is enjoy the present. Enjoy
Yeah,
the each
so
moment.
just to add, Dr. Devang, like forget about the past, forget about the future is not the thing. Not to take past and future more seriously,
Carry forward.
Your
Yeah, carry
focus and
forward.
attention could be on the present moment. And also,
Yes.
there is one question, Devang, if you know the answer, what is the best mindfulness method in India? That's what asked by Shiv Shankar sir. So again, Advaita philosophy and Advaita Vedanta, I would say it's one of the top for understanding mindfulness, and it gives a non-dualistic awareness. So I totally recommend that one. But apart from that, I don't know specific one. Do you know anything, Devang?
No, I mean, I just only know about the Buddhism where, the concept was come up, but this is the not, any additional information apart from this. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Devang, for your
thanks.
comments and inputs. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Chandana?
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I mean, see, Indian tradition system, I think the yoga, the Vedic, I mean, the entire, what do you say, our Indian philosophy stands out of the roots of Vedas. And it all talks about knowing yourself. End of the day, it is self-study, introspection. So that is where meditation comes into, I feel. So yogic texts are the best texts to understand meditation or mindfulness or consciousness. So thank you, sir. And anybody else? Any
Madam
other
Subramanya
question?
here.
Hmm?
Madam Subramanya here. Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you so much for joining, please.
Sir, if you stop the chattering of the mind, like if you stop the inner voice, there will be a pure silence. Is it a mindfulness or is it like a deeper meditation?
Yeah.
Like if you stop the inner voice, there will be a deep silence.
Yeah. So I can answer that one. Okay. So see, we get 60,000 thoughts in a day on an average. Okay. 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts. Okay. So experienced meditators, when I say experienced meditator, I'm really talking about someone who is meditating for 10 years or someone who really know this concept. When they start meditating, they may have I mean, it's not been measured scientifically. They claim that they don't have thoughts for 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So it's very unlikely a person can have without thoughts for more than 1 hour. It's very difficult. The reason is the main function of the brain. It's same like your cells. Your cells are multiplying. Your cells have mitochondria. They will divide. So it cannot stop. In the same way, thoughts will come, but you will have lesser and lesser thoughts, and you will have that thoughtless state for certain time. Experienced meditator who are really good, like maybe 1 hour or 2 hours. But people claim that they don't have thoughts for like 10 days or 15 days. But those things are not scientifically proven. And many people get confused with lost in thoughts with no thoughts, actually. So that can happen, Subramania sir. Like some people think that they're lost in thoughts in a such a way that they think there is no thoughts. The thoughts are there actually, but their inability to recognize it as thought actually. So even that is possible. But having no thoughts is very difficult unless you are having this some like yogi or some like monk who is in a small cave meditating for so many years. You have left everything in your life, you don't want anything in your life, then only you will have no thoughts. But for all 99.9% of the human beings, thoughts are an integral part of our existence. The only thing what we can do is we can recognize that thoughts as thoughts, not to identify with the thoughts. That's what we can do.
No thought is also a thought, sir. It is a
Yes.
thought, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a part. Yeah.
single thought. So thousands of thoughts, it is a single thought, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. You can correlate in that way. When you look at a sun, as you look at a sun, when you feel that, wow, it's so beautiful, that itself is a thought. Wow, that's beautiful. You are seeing sunset as it is. You don't get thoughts. It's very difficult. You'll get a thought, wow, it's so beautiful. I should tell someone. So it's always there. Even though you feel that wow feeling, the thought will arise immediately after like 2 seconds or 3 seconds.
Chandana madam, I have a question. Can I?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We are going to take the last question for today, please.
Yeah.
Yes, lady, sir. Lady.
Dr. Prashant sir, it's an amazing presentation. I'm Dr.
you.
Manjunath from Mysore, Karnataka, India. And I need to applaud you for the great presentation and making us awareness about your neuroscience and spiritual science and spirituality connected together. But I have one question. One is with a macro perspective, another is a micro perspective. The macro perspective is that I am into, Chandra Madam knows it, I am into a kind of process of establishing scientific validations of proof with regard to music therapy and cognitive development among human beings. And okay, I have submitted one proposal to Government of India seeking some kind of financial assistance and funding, and they've rejected. I don't know what is the exact reason. Now, can I get any kind of collaborations or maybe help or assistance? Okay, in order to prove okay how exactly this music therapy, okay, chanting of Indian mantras and okay these kind of bijakshas and all, and okay that's going to help in developing the human brain and what is called as the cognitive development. And I have taken the sample size as okay disabled children. Okay, how exactly it can be helpful? Can I get any inputs from your end, sir?
Yeah, so definitely we can talk after this presentation, maybe later on the weekend. I have some contacts in US where there are a lot of meditation studies going on, research fund, all those things. So we can talk. And I'm also from Mysore and I studied in Mysore Medical College.
Ah, great. Our world is so small. Okay. And the micro perspective is that actually I'm an engineering and MBA and doctorate in brand management. And I'm working on a paper called as neuromarketing. And this neuromarketing combines with what is called as neuroscience, okay, and also what is called as reading the human brain with regard to this marketing perspective. And I need some kind of this brain images by looking at some kind of advertisements and also images and some kind of emotional kind of presentations and how the mind reacts. And for that, I need some kind of higher level okay, academic collaboration. Okay, are you ready to collaborate with me in this regard of presenting a neuromarketing paper?
Yeah, so I have some friends for dementia, Alzheimer's working. Okay, uh, so those contact directly I can support, but not directly me because not I'm not into this brain imaging and study. I'm more into public awareness actually.
Okay, okay,
Help
okay,
people who
okay,
require some support and give the concept actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. Yeah, I will. I mean, we can be in touch with Chandana, madam.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think yeah,
Hello.
I know all of you want to, and thanks to all of you there passing your comments on the chat screen. Thank you very much for this wonderful session, Dr. Prashant. Yeah, thank you all for joining as well. And yeah, let me once again, because now we have the maximum crowd. Initially, when we started, we could not, there were lesser participants. Once again, I reiterate, all these talks, the pre-conference talks, is just a sample to you to understand that there is a lot of scope, research scope, and scientific evidences in the school of our ancient wisdom or Sanatana Dharma. So this is what we are trying to promote on the Global Yoga Summit platform, where we are trying to bring into the audience to understand the research scope and the scientific evidence behind the ancient wisdom. So let me once again tell you all what is the major highlights of our Global Yoga Summit. Why are we doing this? Expecting 5,000 footprints. There is a lot of Vedic rituals that you can participate in. There will be a lot of interactive speakers and parallel sessions on the science behind, like one, just what we did now, connecting mindfulness with science. So similarly, there will be a lot of Vedic rituals. For example, Agnihotra and the science. Lalita Sahasranama, the science behind it. Vishnu Sahasranama, the science behind it. So this is what we are trying to do in the Global Yoga Summit. And also this time we have a lot of complementary Ayush therapies, which will be given to the participants who are coming to the summit, where we are trying to give them an experience of different healing modalities. There will be scientific paper presentations connecting to the streams of Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, homeopathy, the Indian medicine system. How is it gearing to meet the modern health challenges? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿ today a lot of them study because they have not got into MBBS. That is one major trend. So illa, even there is a lot of pride and wisdom, you can connect with what you're studying. So ಆ ತರ scientific paper presentations ಇರುತ್ತೆ. And we have yoga records from the Rotary Bangalore Global Yoga. We have a Global Yoga Record Council, which creates yoga records. Andre, see, yoga is from Bharat. We all know that. But we are in a very pathetic state to re-establish this fact. Because today Guinness World Record, for example, if I have to take a name, is giving records on yoga. That should not happen. I mean, if we have to give records, it should be from Bharat, right? A yoga record, we are more what do you say, have the authenticity or wisdom of our roots to internationally spread this wisdom and give yoga records. So we have established a global record council team with us, which is doing a lot of attempts to spread the yogic wisdom. And especially since we are running it on a Rotary platform, we have international flag exchange theme, where we have delegates participating from 50 countries and above, who are going to talk and have plenary sessions on global peace, which is the current need of the hour. Okay. And last but not the least, the most powerful science of yoga. This is a new addition to the Global Yoga Summit. Last year, we didn't have this. This year, we are launching Science of Yoga in the Global Yoga Summit under the able leadership of our Dr. Rajshekhar Reddy, our Vice Chancellor of our university. So you get to meet him, experience the science of yoga, a little connection to what Dr. Prashant just shared to us today. So a lot of multiple opportunities for all the gathering here to explore yoga in a very scientific way. So I request each one of you here, if you have not yet registered, kindly do register to the Global Yoga Summit and support us and in celebrating the wisdom of yoga. Okay, so in that context, we are putting so much of efforts to bring in such good speakers and share the knowledge to all of you. So with this, we end today's session. Thank you once again, Dr. Prashant, for joining us all the way from Prague and sharing your insights and experience about mindfulness and meditation. So those who want to get in touch with for more details, you can always ping me. He will share his mail ID and you can get connected to him in your own arena of questions, or take it ahead. So with this note, we end the session with Shanti Mantra. So I request all of you to be aware. Yeah, be yourself. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. Om. Shanti. 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 Deep breathing, gently open your eyes, looking at your palm. Hari Om, Dhanyavada. Thank you all so much. And yeah, we'll meet you all soon. And yes, one more last announcement before you all exit. We do have this pre-conference talks are continuous on our Rotary Bangalore Global Yoga Facebook page. So I request each one of you to follow our page for more updates. And even this recording is going to be posted on the page. And today at 7 p.m. again, we have another international speaker joining us in the pre-conference talk. So request you all to participate in that as well and support us continuously. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All of you have a nice day. And yeah, Prashant, thank you so much. You too have a nice day. And yeah, we'll stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.